Relax. Okay. It wasn't a fight. It was more of the first and last time I had ever hit someone with malicious intent. It was the first week of my 6th grade year, and 2 weeks prior, I had gotten a scratch on my face by a cat. Apparently, that caused cat scratch disease, which causes these sores on my head and my hair to fall out. I was terrified of going to school, even being around new people. One kid particularly took to calling me every name he could possibly think of. We'll call him the kid Jim. Moonshine was his favorite name to call me. I have no idea what this meant. My father always told me that I should try talking to him first, then a teacher, then the principal. If the options beforehand fail, if you haven't talked to everyone you can, I had his permission to knock the motherfucker out. I tried talking to him, of course, that shit didn't work. Teachers did nothing, and neither did the principal. All of my options exhausted, I pushed him right after school was out. He jumped up onto the concrete flower bed and asked, "Why'd you just push me, Moonshine?" I felt this intense rage building up inside me. At that point in my life, I had never been so angry before. It was white hot anger, like if your child was molested by someone. I balled up my fist and swung at him, saying, "Because I felt like..." I'm sorry, that just took me off guard. I hit him straight in the jaw and he fell backward onto the concrete. Calmly, I turned and walked away. I hit him once and he was knocked out.
Wow.
Wow, right. When I got to my dad's truck, he told me that we had to go back inside and deal with the front office. He had been informed by some staff that I had been in a fight. The principal asked me if that kid had been bothering me. I told him he was. He suspended me for 3 days, though. As my father and I were leaving, I see Jim being strapped to a gurney and taken in an ambulance. Apparently, when he fell off of the concrete flower bed, he landed on his head and broke his neck. He was paralyzed from the waist down. This is why I never, ever, ever fight unless it's absolutely necessary. I haven't yet been in a situation like that. What the fuck? That blew my mind. I hadn't read that story before. That was my first time. Oh my God.
Whoa. That's fucked up.
I don't know why I feel like laughing. That's so sad. I feel like laughing. It's a defense mechanism. Oh my God. We were literally just talking about this.
Yeah, like the concept, yeah.
I'm gonna read this story to my kids. No, I'm not. But like, holy fuck. That's crazy. One punch. He hit his head. That's what I mean. You knock someone out, they're gonna fall. What, you gonna catch them? You just hit them.
Yeah. You're not gonna run and try and be like,
he's paralyzed from the waist down. I mean, he was bullying that kid for a while. And I mean, like,
and nobody did anything.
Okay. So what I find really frustrating is that your child is a child around a bunch of other children, around teachers who have to mediate fucking 30 kids in one classroom and have a million things to do on top of it. Why do you expect your child to be able to solve all their problems within the school? So Aldous was getting bullied. It was like he was in P2 and he said this boy would push him down and punch him in the stomach. Oh hell no.
Oh my
Bro,
God.
my little baby, my little 6-year-old baby. Oh no. Like, do you know? Oh, he might have been in P1, so he was 5. And this other kid was fucking big. Like, he looked like an 8-year-old. Like, he should not have been in his class. Like, yeah. And I went to the school and I was fuming. I went to the school office and I fucking snapped. I was like, where is this teacher? Why is my child not safe? Like, how could this happen?
Yeah.
Like, you need to hire more staff so that my child can be monitored because his safety is not being prioritized. And do you know what the school did? They had a whole week focused on anti-bullying, a whole week of it. For not just his grade, the entire school. A newsletter was sent out. Like, all these things were taken into place. Like, do you know what I mean? And the kid actually, it stopped. And then him and Aldous actually became friends.
No way.
I know. That's the craziest part. But like, we moved school. He's not at that school anymore. But like, that's what I mean. Is like, why would you expect your child to go to the teacher, go to the principal, all these things. You should be doing that. You're
the parent.
Yeah, that's people literally are watching my kids for 6 hours a day.
What?
Fucking 5 days a week. You can't take an hour out of your time to go to the teacher and complain?
But that's the thing. Okay, what's your take on if, say, the bullies are like 10, 11 years old?
Yeah.
And this, say, starts happening in like, I don't know, end of primary school, maybe high school, beginning of high school. Is it so bad for a parent to tell the bully, fuck off?
No.
Exactly. I'm like, why isn't that the first fucking thing that people think of? It's like, why is your child having to stand up for themselves? Okay, from one side, it's like, okay, you need to teach the child to stand up for themselves.
But if they've tried...
But it's like, why is it so bad for the parent to come to this child and say, I'm going to knock you out?
Well, maybe not to the child. But like, I was 16. To be like, why? And my sister was 17 or maybe like, okay, between the ages of 14 and 16. We've had incidents of teachers bullying us. And my mom went to the school and fucking was like, I think I told this story before, but it was like my sister was getting picked on by this horrible teacher. Everyone hated her, but she specifically targeted my sister to be horrible too. And she like slammed a door in my sister's face, and my sister was very sensitive and like went home to my mom, and my mom showed up to the school because that teacher ran before school detention, showed up to the school when she knew no one else would be around. And she showed up, and the lady, she knocked on the door, lady opened the door. She was like, I'm Michelle's mom. Now you gonna slam that door in my face? And bro, that woman like almost pissed her pants. Like, do you know what I mean? But that's what, she never messed with my sister after that, and she never messed with me when I had her class. Yeah. Because she knew. So it's like, it felt good knowing that my mom was super hard. Like, and like could protect me. Like, do you know, even though she was scary, like, do you know what I mean?
Same with my dad. I'm like, whenever I was with my dad, like, no matter what, I fucking knew that I was safe. Like,
so it's like scary. Having that balance of like protecting your kids, teaching them to stand up for themselves, but then like, so that boy didn't have to do that if his dad would have went to the school and just been like, yo, my kid is getting severely bullied, you need to do something about it. Like,
your school, that's such a
why
such
isn't
a good
he
point.
getting in trouble?
Like, like the way that you said it's like, this environment is not safe for my son. Like, why are you allowing this to happen in your school? Like, that's such a good way of wording it. It's like these bullies are creating an unsafe environment for everybody.
Exactly.
And themselves.
The teachers, it's like, if your teachers are overwhelmed and can't deal with it, you need to hire more like student aides or like teacher aides and shit like that.
Or somebody just to look out on the fucking playground.
Because obviously you have too many fucking students and you need to stop having, like, or something needs to be done. It can't just be overlooked and, oh, that's just how school is. It's like, no, not for my kids. No. I don't want them to experience that trauma. Like, but very, very interesting.
Whew. Whoa, that was heavy though. That guy got
broke
paralyzed.
His neck. What the fuck?
But that is the thing. Off. It's like, one of my friends, he was in a club and he was just, end of the club, everybody's walking out, like, especially if you have been to Edinburgh, like, club night ends at 3:00. Everybody's out leaves, and they literally switch on the lights, get the fuck out, right? So they were standing outside, and my friend was standing, and behind him was a guy looking for a fight. He literally knocked my friend out from the back. Oh. And my friend fell and broke his fucking teeth. And he had no chance to defend himself.
Oh my God.
And then he took the guy to court. And the guy was ordered to give him 150 quid in compensation. The guy said, I can't afford that. So now he's paying him like 30p a week or something.
That's fucking crazy.
So no justice was served. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
so
messed up.
Fucking nuts.
People
be like, you have to take a credit card out and give me veneers now. What the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck? So you just genuinely don't know what the consequences of your actions could lead to if you decide to hit someone. So don't ever resort to violence. However, do defend yourself.
Yeah, so it's like, just have that balance and try to communicate. I was like, yeah, but no, this has been a good episode about first fights. But yeah.
No, it was actually quite therapeutic to get all of this off my chest.
Yeah, because I'd never heard about, like, the whole bullying. Like, that's fucking crazy.
Do you know
she was,
what?
like, a real life Regina George, bro.
Yeah, except she was fat and ugly. A troll. No, I am truly still holding on to a bit of rage against her. Hence why I just called her that.
I can tell.